Hi, this feels very weird for me. This is going to be my first YouTube video. I thought I would do a really like chilled, chatty, get ready with me. A really chilled, chatty, get to know me video. I've got like some thought starters for me to start going off, but also I put a Q&A on my Instagram, so I had a few questions through there that I'm going to answer. Just realised my phone's going to die, and I wrote all of the questions on here, so I might need to go and find a phone charger. Secured. Oh my god, getting up off the floor and running up the stairs when I'm this heavily pregnant is a bit of a task, I'm not gonna lie. So hi, I'm Alice, I'm 27, and I guess a lot of people probably found me through my pregnancy journey. So I'm currently 37 weeks pregnant. I literally have lived in like a small town village my whole life. I lived in Sheffield for about 5-6 years whilst I was at uni, and then me and Tom lived there for a little bit as well. And I also work in Sheffield, so I'm kind of in the South Yorkshire area. I currently live with my fiance Tom and our little pet cat Beans. She is literally the light of my life. She's absolutely adorable. I don't know where she is actually, but she's not the friendliest cat. Like, she'll be friendly to me and Tom, but she would never come and sit on our laps, and she would never let us like massively cuddle her. It's all on her terms. I'm really, really close to my family. So my dad lives about 10-15 minutes away. My sister lives in Sheffield, and yeah, we are really close, tight-knit family, especially since my mum died. It's brought us together quite a lot. My dad is literally like my best friend, and he's so excited about the baby girl's arrival, although I'm kind of worried that he's going to be more obsessed with her than he currently is with me, which is going to be a little bit rude. Okay, my phone is charged so I can look at some of my questions now. So my relationship, me and Tom have been together for 5.5 years. We got engaged in January, which was very exciting. It was on holiday. I was not expecting it. I accidentally filmed my own proposal because I wanted us to go down to the beach one morning and do like a nice like watch the sunrise video. We got up really, really early, and I was like, let's set up the camera, we can get some really cute pictures, we can get a video of the sun coming up. And that's when Tom decided that he was going to do the proposals. So I made it very easy because I basically set it all up for him. We're expecting our first baby, who is literally due in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So she is due to land anytime, any day now. Tom is like the light of my life. Like, I know that sounds really cringy and I don't want to go on too much about it, but I would say out of everything that I have in my life, he's the one thing that I'm so unbelievably grateful for. It sounds so cringy, but he genuinely is my best friend, my rock. He came into my life when I was in obviously quite a dark place. I met him just a few months after my mum died. So my mum died in April, and Tom and I kind of met and started seeing each other in July. So it was a few months after, and our relationship was like a whirlwind. Like, we moved in together about 6 weeks into our relationship. We told each other we loved each other on like our second date. All my friends were genuinely concerned. They were like, babes, this is moving a little bit quick, but you know when you just know. And I just knew that he was the right person. So yeah, I feel very excited for this next journey that we're going on together. We are going to be getting married at some point in the near future. I just don't know when. I've not even started looking at anything in terms of planning yet. So I guess that kind of leads me to talk about my pregnancy. So I don't have very long to go now. It feels like the last few weeks have flown by, and we are expecting a baby girl, which is so exciting. I had an inkling for ages that she was going to be a girl. From, I would say, about 8 weeks, I just had this feeling that she was a girl. And I'm so excited because I feel like having a baby girl as someone who has lost her mum is like a full circle. I don't want to call it a healing experience because I don't want to ever put any sort of like weight or expectation on our daughter, but I do feel like it's going to be such an incredible thing for me to have that relationship with her, because I'm appreciative of the relationship I had with my mum now. So it's given me like a whole new perspective on like the mother-daughter relationship, and to have that with my own child is going to be so exciting. In terms of names, someone did ask me about some suggestions for names and baby girl names and a list of names. So our baby girl name is currently under wraps. Literally no one knows the name apart from Tom's brother and my best friend. We have decided to keep it a secret because, well, first of all, my dad didn't want to know. My dad wanted to find out when she arrived. And so I didn't really feel like telling other people without him knowing. And Tom kind of felt the same about his parents. So we just made the decision that we're going to keep it a secret. We have had a list of baby names on my phone. I wish you could see like the history of your notes, like when you started a note, because we've had this list of baby names on my phone for, I want to say like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, we've had this ongoing list that's kind of been like evolving over time. And whenever either of us have thought of a name, we've just added it. Every now and again, we'd go through and like cut names out. So this name was on our list for years. And eventually, as we were trying to think of baby girl names, like nothing was competing. We were just like, nothing matches that. So I would say about 17, 18 weeks, we literally had the name secure. In terms of other names, we have got a list of girls' names. And I would love to share the names, but I also feel like I don't want to, because we are thinking probably we will have more than one child. And so some of these names might be our future baby girl names. And I really like all of them that we still have. So that is not a very helpful answer to that question that I got. Okay, next question. So in terms of more kids or how many kids we want, obviously my priority right now is just to get this one out there and see how it goes. But I've always had in my head that I would really love to have 3 children. I'm just waiting to see how this goes, because I feel like it's very easy for me to say that I would love 3 kids without having any experience of motherhood or knowing what it's like. Yeah, I don't know how difficult or easy I'm going to find it. I might pop this baby out and be like, there is not a chance in hell I'm doing this again. I don't think I'll feel like that, but you never know. Tom, I think, would be happy with us having 2 kids. I think what we will probably do, if it all goes like how I have it planned out in my head, is I think we'll have 2 kids like closer together, so maybe like a 2 or 3 year age gap, and then we might wait a few more years to have another one. A question about what I'm most excited to do postpartum: have a glass of rosé. Like, I'm not even joking. The amount of conversations I've had with my friends about wine is actually crazy. I wouldn't even say that I'm a big drinker. Like, I definitely was when I was at uni. In the past few years, I've definitely quietened down a little bit. I don't go out a lot in terms of like, I don't go to like clubs ever. I don't really go to bars that much. I'll have the occasional Friday night out, but I like having a glass of wine in the house. I absolutely love tasting wine, the flavours of wine. Can you tell that wine has been on my mind? I think I drink that much, but I really love just a crisp, cold glass of rosé. So I'm very excited to do that postpartum. I'm also excited to get back into doing a little bit more exercise and movement. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. In terms of like weight loss and stuff like that, I'm not really bothered about that, or I'm not at the minute anyway. But I would really like to get into more of an exercise routine. I did start doing a little bit of running last year and I really liked it. I just didn't stick with it. So I'd probably like to maybe try doing a couple of runs again. Just obviously not something that's possible whilst you're pregnant. I also would like to try and get out for walks a lot. I feel like that's going to be the easiest form of activity for me to do whilst on maternity leave with baby girl on my own, because I just think going to the gym and stuff is going to be so difficult. Like, who's going to watch her? Realistically, by the time Tom gets home from work, am I going to have the energy to go out to the gym? Probably not. Whereas if I can just set us a goal of going out for a walk 3 or 4 times a week, I just think it really helps my mental health and stuff. So those are 2 contrasting answers. I'm definitely excited to have a glass of rosé, but I'm also excited to maybe get into doing a bit more exercise again. Questions I had the most were actually about my job and about career progression. So I had quite a few people ask me what I do for work. So I actually work in a PR agency. I work in a digital marketing agency really, but work in the PR industry. I absolutely love my job. I think I'm really, really lucky to work not only in the agency that I work in, it's a really fun environment, but the industry itself is really exciting and my role's exciting. Like, I get to do a lot of different things. I had a question specifically about progression, how I managed to progress quickly in my career. So I'm assuming this person knows kind of a little bit more of the background about my role, but essentially I started at the agency that I'm at now about 6 months after uni, and I started as an intern. So I literally started by just learning the basics. I didn't really know anything about PR at all. I just had a real passion for digital marketing and like campaigns and brand work and that kind of stuff. And I've essentially done every single role then in the department. I've worked my way through from being a PR executive, which is essentially doing like all of the journalist relations, like creating media lists, really doing a lot of like the execution work. I then worked in the more like strategy roles, so I progressed into the strategy side of things. Now I actually run the department, so I'm currently in a head of department role and I kind of get to oversee the whole team, which is about 17 people. And honestly, I absolutely love it. Like, when I got the head of role, I was ecstatic. It was literally my goal when I left uni to be in a role like that by the time I was 30, and I did it by the time I was 25. I think I've been doing it for 2 years now. 25, 26. So I was just so unbelievably proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. In terms of how I did it, I worked really hard, but I also looked for opportunities and I took advantage of opportunities. So whenever somebody left the department or whenever there was like a need for a role to be filled, I would do the role before I got the role. I would say for like the first 3 years of my career, my whole life was that job. Like I spent so much time on it. I just had such a passion for it, and I think that that's the only way that you can progress. I do think it was honestly a matter of timing and luck as well, because I got into the agency when it was really small. So I started there when it was a bit of a start-up, and I stayed with them the whole time. A lot of people find that the easiest way to progress is to like move to different agencies and do different roles, which definitely works for some people. But for me, I found that staying in the same agency, building really good relationships with everyone in the wider agency was the best way to do it. And yeah, it's so weird to be on maternity leave, I'm not gonna lie, because I got so used to my whole life being about that, and now my whole life's going to be about something completely different. So it's definitely been a transition. Next question was about how I knew I was ready to have a baby, and I feel like I spoke about this a little bit in a TikTok that I uploaded this week, where I was kind of talking about this like identity shift and change that you go through whilst you're pregnant and how it changes you so much as a person. And I feel like it leads on quite well from me talking about my career, because I guess you can probably kind of tell from how I was talking about my job. I put so much of myself and my identity into my job for a long, long time. Like when I left university, and I think as well after my mum died, my main focus in life was to progress in my career. That is the reason that I turned up to work every day. It was to get a new job title. It was to get a pay rise. It was to get a promotion. That is why I was there. Like I was really, really, really determined to progress my career quickly. I'd gone through a lot of roles rapidly. I think I had like 6 job titles or something stupid in 3.5 years. And I'll be honest, I think about a year and a half ago, I had a little bit of like an identity crisis, and I was feeling really unhappy. I just didn't really know what the goal in my life was. I started to feel like there was something really missing from my life, and I was missing purpose. Like I really felt like I was missing a purpose that wasn't just about work or about making money. And I've always wanted to be a mum. Like I always knew in the back of my head at some point I was going to have kids. Like I said, Tom and I have had this list of baby names on my phone for years. I felt like that purpose that I would get from being a mum is what was missing from my life. Yeah, I would say we were probably ready for a baby about a year before we started trying. We just decided to really settle into the decision and make sure that we had like all of our practical things in a row as well, that we knew we were going to have enough money coming in while I was on maternity leave and that kind of stuff. So we took quite a long time to mull over the decision. Okay, final question that I'm just going to touch on is about our house, and then also like future home plans. The house is like, I want to say like 80% done. I am very specific with my interiors taste, and I like things to look the way I like them to look. Like that's going to sound so stupid, but I have very specific tastes, let's just say that. And there's things in this house that I just find that are very like basic, obviously because we bought a new build. So there's a few things that I would like to change. For example, the main family bathroom, I just don't really love the tiles and stuff in there. They're very much like it's a builder grade bathroom. You walk in there, it looks like every family bathroom in a new build ever. If we had an unlimited pot of money, I would rip the whole bathroom out, completely redesign it, but we obviously don't. If anyone's seen our house or on TikTok, it's completely open plan in this house downstairs. So we would like to put a wall and a door in here to separate the living room from the kitchen. I'm thinking a nice glass door, maybe like a black metal one. I feel like that would suit the vibe of this house, and then we could put a matching one on that door there that goes into the utility room. So we would really like to do that. We'd like to go maybe into the garage at some point. So we've got an integral garage which is behind me here, so that's always a potential. Something that we definitely are going to get done probably towards the end of summer this year is the garden. It needs completely landscaping and doing, but it's a south facing garden. Like I don't know if you can tell, like the amount of light that I've got coming in here. It's such a beautiful and warm space. I want to make sure that we're using it, and we don't really use it that much because there's not anywhere to sit. The patio is quite small, and I just think it could do a lot more. So we're going to landscape the garden at some point. I feel like everything else is just small bits. So like things like I want to change all of the switches and sockets in the house, which I think makes a massive, massive difference from, you know, just having like the white plasticky ones to some really nice like brass ones. This definitely won't be our forever home, I don't think, but I feel like it's got the potential for us to live here for a while. So this is a 3-bedroom house. All the bedrooms that we've got upstairs are double bedrooms. So I feel like we're quite lucky because the proportions in this house are really, really good upstairs. But where this house maybe might not work for us in the future is downstairs is not as big as upstairs because we've got that garage. So I think we'd definitely have to go into there at some point if we were going to live here for longer than like, I don't know, the next 4 or 5 years. And I also have like a dream house in my head. I don't exactly know what the house looks like, but somewhere where we've got a lot of space outside, like something in the countryside. I would love to have a really nice big open plan kitchen with glass doors looking out the back. I love having people over. I like having people around for dinner. I like having friends over. And I would love an entertaining house that's got space for us to do that. In my head, the dream home is at Christmas. We have got everyone, right? Tom's family, my family, can all come over. They can all stay over. There's plenty of space, really warm, inviting, welcoming space that's like always got people in it. If that makes sense. That's kind of like the dream in my head. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at those questions because I don't want this video to be too long. I don't know if anyone's managed to make it to the end. If you have, congratulations, maybe leave a comment. And I just want to say thank you for coming over here. I'm assuming that most people that are watching this have come probably from my TikTok or my Instagram, which I really, really appreciate. I'm excited to do more on YouTube, so I'm definitely going to film some vlogs. I just want to get clear in my head like exactly how my YouTube's going to be different from TikTok. Like I don't feel like there's any point in me coming on here and just showing you guys the exact same stuff that I do on TikTok because it would just be like repeating what you've already seen. So I just want to make sure that anything I put on here really has like purpose. And yeah, maybe I'll do like more long form weekly vlogs. I might do some more like pregnancy and like postpartum related videos. So if anyone's got any specific videos that they'd like to see me do, I think I'm going to do like a pregnancy essentials video, like all the things that I've absolutely loved having during my pregnancy that I think have been really, really like useful or that have got me through the last few weeks. I might do a video on that. And yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming over here. If you aren't already subscribed, then definitely subscribe to my channel because there's going to be more stuff coming over the next year. So I'm really excited to just share as much as possible and be kind of real and raw and honest. I've no idea what this postpartum and motherhood journey is going to have in store for me. I hope that everything is like roses and like rainbows. I don't think it's going to be. I'm very aware of the fact that it's going to be hard. But I'm excited to kind of bring you guys along for all of that. So show you the real side of it. And yeah, hopefully there'll be more videos to come.